Jambo, it's your girl Kemunta Kenya, and today I'll be telling you how I passed my job interview and what I did so that I could pass this job interview. So if you're new to this channel, please do consider subscribing. Karibu sana to the family. Returning subscribers kama kawaida, thank you so much for coming back again and again and again. So on today's video, before I start today's video, I just read something so interesting and something so motivating and something that will leave you thinking about it. So I'll be sharing with you what I've read at the end of the video. So you better watch this video up to the end so that you can see what I read. So what to do so that you can pass your job interview? The first thing, you must arrive before time. You don't want to be late for a job interview because it might be cancelled. You might be cancelled and you'll not be able to attend that interview at all. There's this I was being interviewed. No, during the interview, there's this friend I was talking to. She's actually my friend right now, but we met at the job interview. Then she told me she went to this job interview, and you know what they did? They didn't ask them questions. So when you're arriving, you are just writing your name. So what this guy did, the interviewer, who was the employer, that is, he just came and counted. He wanted 10 people. Now he counted up to the 10th people and drew a line. Now the first 10 people who arrived got the job. As simple as that. So guys, you must arrive before time. Not on time, not late, but before time. Because when you arrive before time, you have time to ask other people questions. There's some things maybe you just forgot. You forgot to carry your documents. This is very serious. It's a serious matter. Okay guys, you must dress properly. You don't want to go for a job interview, any kind of job. Don't risk. Just dress up official. You must have that one official wear that you go to it during the interview. Okay, you don't want to wear jeans and a t-shirt like the way I'm dressed. I just have sweatpants and t-shirt, then I go for a job interview. Those guys might not even interview you at all. They just tell you, no, you're dressing, no, we can't, just go. Because they're not sure that's how you'll be dressing during the work. You get what I'm saying? You must dress official. The way you present yourself can give you marks, okay? Because there's this interview I attended. I was not being interviewed. I was just standing from it. It was during my attachment period. I don't know if you guys know attachment, or you can call it internship. So my boss wasn't there, so I was the one to stand for him at that boardroom, okay? So, and you know what? Your appearance, the way you appear, your dressing, how you talk, it gives you marks, okay? So you must dress up properly. Just arrive at that interview, you're neat, your clothes are ironed, your hair, by dressing up neatly, I mean as in adding nywele. You get what I'm saying? Your hair. If you're a man, go to the barber's shop, be neat. If you're a girl, don't do long braids and go to an interview like you're just messing up yourself. Just have clean, short, neat hair. You can do natural. You can straighten your hair and just make a bun or something, and you'll be neat. Okay, don't go to a job interview wearing hanging earrings, necklaces and all. For that specific day, just be natural. Okay, dress up properly. After preparing yourself and all, the previous day or week after you are called for the interview, because I know they call people for interview like 1 week before, so that you have time to prepare yourself. Okay, you have to read about the organization. There is no way you are going to an interview, you know nothing about the organization. Like, what are you going to say? That question is always there. They'll ask you, let me say for example, what organization can I say? Let me say Britam. Okay, Britam is a company that it's an insurance company for cars, I guess. So they'll ask you, what have you heard about Britam, or what do you know about Britam? You must know what Britam do, the company, what the organization that you're going for the job interview for. You must know what they do, how they impact people, how they work. You must read, Google something about it. Don't go without information. Just Google something small. I just realized there's this question they usually ask. It's either the first question or it's the second question on that script. If you realize when you go to a job interview, there's these papers they are having, and when you talk, they add marks and all. They are just questions. They have questions and the answers. So it's like marking, the way teachers mark for students. You understand? So these questions comes first or second. They'll ask you what is your role, the role of the position you're applying. Maybe you're applying for a manager or for a supervisor or just an attendant or just for a front office desk. Now they'll ask you what is the role of this manager. You have to like have like almost 10 ideas, more than 10 ideas of the role of that person. Okay, that is a must. That can never miss. That can never miss. And they'll ask you, what do you think you are going to do? You must have ideas of what you're applying for. Okay, yeah, I did that, and I know a couple of people that did that and they passed their job interviews. So you must know the role of the position that you are applying. Okay, after knowing the role of the position that you're applying, you should read about the other organization, that this organization that you're applying for, which organization do they work with. Okay, if it's a government organization, they will ask you, like for example, you have two levels of government. Okay, we have the county government, we have the national government. Now maybe the job that you're applying is at the county level. Okay, now you can't say that you're going to be working with the county government. You must work with the other levels, like the national government. Now yeah, that's basically what they ask. They ask you the other organizations that you think they work with. So you must read about that. They'll be asking you, and they ask that. So you must read about the other organizations. They might even for example, if you mention the office of the president, they'll ask you how do they work with them. You understand? Yeah. I don't know how I forgot to start with this. Before you go to a job interview, okay, you must write an intro about yourself, because that will be the first question. They'll start telling you, like for example, you'll find the CEO maybe, because they in that boardroom there always is the CEO up to the lower level. Okay, so the CEO will start. My name is Davin Kemunto. I'm the CEO of this company. They'll even mention what makes them interesting, or what is their hobby or something. Then they'll tell you, can you tell us more about yourself? So you must write an intro about yourself before you go to a job interview. That includes your name. If you studied in some university, you can mention it. You can mention it. You can mention what's interesting about yourself, what you love doing, what made you apply for this job, and what makes you think that you're the one for this job. So you must write an intro about yourself. It can include your age, because they consider those things. Okay, so you must write an intro about yourself. Just write it somewhere down and just revise it. Is it cramming? You can cram it. Okay, because if you start at the job interview, now you start thinking like what to mention, you look like you're confused. So just write it before and revise it. Maybe you don't even know anything about yourself. Yeah, guys, you must work on your language. That one will give you marks for communication skills. Language is like communicating. You must decide. For example, most of the time in job interviews, they usually communicate using English. Okay, but there's some jobs where before the interview starts, they ask you, are you comfortable with Kiswahili, or which language are you comfortable with? Okay, so work on your language. If you're not good in English and they give you a chance to speak in Kiswahili, please express yourself in Kiswahili. You don't want to act confused and lose those 5 marks of communication skills. Know how to communicate. Express yourself. Don't be too serious. Don't bring a serious face and look like you're giving them attitude or something. Just feel free. Just relax. Work on your language. know how to communicate, know how to express yourself. Because you may be having information in your head, but you don't know how to express it. So that's why I advise you're supposed to, this one I did not do, but I'm advising you guys to how can I say it, act like you're in a job interview and speak to yourself. Yeah. it might help you. Guys, there's this question they ask: what leadership skills, this comes from the HR management, okay? They ask you about what leadership skills do you think you have that will help you get this job. For example, you're a good listener. Don't start mentioning ideas that you've read about. As a good listener, good communicator, stewards, gratitude. Don't be like that. As in, what leadership skills do you personally have? Not what you've read that is good for that position, because they'll ask you again, are you sure that is what you have that will help you to run this job, to get this position? So you can how can I say it, you can read about them and see if you really have them and how you'll express your answers to them. Just don't be like it's like you crammed at a gratitude, self-care, selfness, at audible and stuff. No. You have to mention them. It's like you're the one having those skills. Okay? Yeah. And one thing I forgot, it's good to carry a paper and a pen, because when when you ask a question, maybe you don't know about the questions, now you start staring at the roof, you can just take your pen and write something, just draw things while you're thinking. It will help you, okay? Yeah. Before you go to that job interview, okay, think how that job will impact you. How is this job going to help you? Because they can ask you, how do you think this job is going to help you? Of course, you're applying this job for money, but you can't just go there and answer to you just want money. How do you think you'll get that job if you're just going? For example, let's say you're applying for a job at the children's home, then you go and say you're applying this job because of money. You must think about the welfare of those children. You must have love for children and all that. So you can just go there and say, I'm applying this job because it will help me pay my bills because of the salary. So you must think of other reasons apart from money. You must think of other reasons of how this job is going to help you, okay? And there's some job interviews where they ask, how much do you want to be paid? This is the hardest question, because maybe you'll name a price which is above the expected, what they are going to pay you, what they are planning to pay for that position. So you must think about that. Ask around, what do they pay for this position, so that when you go there, you're just about that range. You understand what I'm saying? You must know what money you want to be paid. But there are these jobs where they don't mention. You even start the job, you don't know what you're being paid. It's just foolish. Do you guys agree with me? How are you going to do a job where you haven't signed any contract? You don't even have an idea of what they pay. Before starting a job, you must know what people are going to pay you, because you haven't signed for volunteering. You understand? Yes. Lastly, guys, you must know the structure of that organization that you're applying for. For example, if it's a supermarket, you must know from the CEO to the cleaners. You should be knowing, for example, the job, maybe you're applying for a supervisor, you should be knowing like who's your boss and who are you going to be the boss of. You understand? You must know where you stand, okay? You must know the structure. Yeah. We have come to the end of the video. I hope you guys learned something. If you learned something, comment down below and tell me, what did you learn about this video? And please, if you haven't subscribed up to here and you're here, you haven't subscribed, can you just please, after this video, just subscribe, okay? Because it's not fair that you're watching and you're not subscribing. So I promise you guys that at the end of this video, thank you for being loyal up to here so that you can listen to what I read. I read this thing, okay? To me, it's a motivation. I don't know how you guys you'll take it. I've read this. I'll put it here. You can be educated and still be broke, okay? Making money is another curriculum which does not need a degree but a plan. Should I repeat it? You can be educated and still be broke, okay? Making money is another curriculum which does not need a degree but a plan. This, I don't know, let me not comment about it. Think about it. What do you think about it? Comment down below. Do you have to be educated to make money, or do you have to make does everyone who's rich, are they educated? Think about it. Think about it. Bye guys, till next time. I have to do the video. I have to do the video.